Yeah, thanks to God, I survived the night. Ladies and gentlemen, at some point, I thought I was going to have a brain freeze. I thought I was going to get into system malfunction. Yes, because I did not sleep the entire night. I was still up until this morning. I think about 8 a.m. or thereabout. Guys, listen. These housemates almost cut short my life, but I am grateful to the Lord. Hallelujah. That I am alive. Yo! Listen, guys, I am still trying to get myself. Yeah, I feel like my system is sort of shaking right now. I'm still trying to get myself, but don't worry, we will get there. But massive appreciation goes out to all of you that are currently watching my previous video, engaging the comment section. I am grateful to all of you because, hey, my fear was, will these people watch this 1 hour video? Because that video was actually over an hour. Editing actually cut it down to 59 minutes and some seconds. Yeah, I had to try my best. It was a lot. It was a lot. These housemates, they almost gave me brain damage last night. But as I mentioned on that video, the entertainment was top tier. The entertainment was premium entertainment. Courtesy of TEMI, yes. I mean, I've been following conversations both in my comment section and across social media platforms, and opinions are obviously divided. I mean, it was quite expected, of course, because if everybody was thinking in the same direction, then it would not be a Big Brother Naija season. Yes, I mean, that is one of the interesting facts about the season, right? About the show for every season. Even if black is black and white is white, there will still be people that come out to argue that no, black can be white as well and vice versa. Yeah. And what do I mean by that? You see, with regards to all the drama that, erupted in the house last night, of course, initiated and instigated by TEMI, guys, everything was clear. The facts were clear, all right? The facts were clear in the sense that, yes, according to this other side's argument, yeah, it's Big Brother's house, it's Big Brother's rules. Housemates were playing a game that had rules which were not Big Brother's rules, right? So TEMI is allowed to break the rules if she wants, because after all, it is not coming from Big Brother's rule book directly. If you ask me, I'll tell you that that is actually a very, factual argument. No doubt about that. Can I contest that? Well, not really per se. Anyways, that argument stands. However, ladies and gentlemen, let us not forget that aside Big Brother's rule, there is also the powers of the head of house, right? The head of house is more like the Big Brother in person that the housemates are seeing. He is the individual that has been given delegated authority to manage the house. So in other words, if the head of house gives an instruction which aligns with Big Brother's rules, it stands, right? There's also the other part of democracy in the house. When housemates agree, right, have a unanimous decision to do something, just one person, except that person wants to be a rebel, just one person cannot just come and say, oh, they want to kick against it, oh, they want to be the black sheep. Of course, it is the perfect recipe for disaster that would, of course, also give us the viewers content, entertainment, points of conversations to have, right? However, it would definitely be to the detriment of that one particular housemate, because you have then put a target on your back. You have then made yourself that one bone of contention that everybody wants to erase from the house. And that was exactly what TEMI did for herself last night. Now, she gave the viewers the fun, the excitement, the entertainment, just something to be happy about, right? Because a lot of people have been complaining that the show is boring. However, let's not forget that the survival of a housemate is not only solely dependent on the viewers alone. No, it also depends on the housemates and, of course, on their own personal conduct. Because if you self-sabotage, you get disqualified, right? So, yeah, there are a lot of angles to these arguments. However, the one angle that I think is fair, if we want to look at it from a moral perspective, right? The one angle that I think is quite fair is that she knew the rules. She had a choice to not be a part of the game and leave, or be a part of the game and be a team player, right? Team player in the sense that it's the mission of the housemates to not only have fun, but also entertain the viewers. Because remember, Ebuka told them on the night of the launch show that if they are all boring, viewers can vote them out. But ultimately, as a group, it is their responsibility to ensure that they give us a great season. Ebuka had given them all of that warning. And that was exactly what the head of house was aiming at doing. The housemates too had keyed into that vision, and they all were ready to perform for us. They were all ready to give us a show last night, which they were doing. But then Temi, for whatever reason, decided to sabotage everything, right? So a lot of people that were complaining that, oh, it's her body, nobody can tell her what to do with her body. Well, true, nobody can tell her what to do with her body, but at the same time, well, nobody forced you to be a part of the game. So you could have as well left that space. Another thing I noticed is that a lot of people did not really understand the genesis of that whole situation. And that was the reason I made a 1 hour long video, because I knew there were still going to be people that would come and twist the narratives, right? So please go ahead and watch that video, because I covered everything that happened in details. Yeah, in details. And as I mentioned on that video, I also like what the head of house Chimsom did. He already saw how Temi was playing the victim. He already saw how Temi was already making statements like the whole house is against her. You know, she was trying to make it look like a case of bullying, that she is the victim, whereas she is the fire starter and she is the one that's the provocateur in that entire situation. Like, she was back to back provoking everyone, saying things that were quite triggering. So I love the fact that Chimsom had like a very, very lengthy conversation with her, where he now first gave a narration in details again of everything that happened, just in case there are viewers who did not catch everything that happened from the beginning. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, if you missed out on the details, please go ahead and watch my previous video, my 1 hour long video. Yes, it's lengthy, but it's really going to give you insight and clarity as to what exactly happened. All right. But still, I would still love to hear your argument in the comment section about this divided opinions about the matter. Still, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right. Above all, it still doesn't take away the fact that Temi gave us a show last night. And as I will always say this season, am I mad about it? Absolutely not, because the theme of the season says, show yourself. So that was her showing herself. That was her showing that even though she is wrong 1,000 times over, she will never back down from a fight or from an argument. She will never take accountability for her actions. She will never agree that she is wrong in anything. That is her showing herself. All right. So yeah, aside that, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to other matters that happened in the house late last night up until today, this morning, actually. First, we're going to begin with this new love thing, this new ship between Yusuf and Bells. Ladies and gentlemen, it was steamy last night. Those two were literally staring my loins. I was editing my video and I was so distracted because I'm like, what are people doing? What the hell is going on? You know that thing we always say every season of the show about the shiftings and the pullings, and I mean, legs were moving, hands were moving. The touching, the kissing. Oh my goodness, the kissing was quite intense. It was intense. And Yusuf just knows how to use his hands. You know, Bells is quite short. Yusuf's hands was just roaming around, and of course it was all consensual. They were kissing and it was so sweet. It was so sweet. And they were kind of disturbing Ricky, who was sleeping beside them, you know, but they were having their moment, adult moments, PG-18 moment. And you could tell that They could not get enough of each other. They could not keep their hands off each other. They were both struggling, but it was quite a sweet scene to see, right? It just felt like two adults who were trying to do stuff, but then they don't want anybody to see them in the act. And they weren't using their microphone. So Big Brother had to, you know, inform all the housemates to, or rather remind all the housemates to wear their microphones. And that still did not stop them from still being intimate with each other, so they were doing what they were doing. And I'm not going to lie, I really liked their cuddle style. That was one thing that stood out for me, the way Yusuf wrapped bells. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was so sweet. It was so sweet. Yeah, it was so sweet. But the question a lot of people would ask is, how did they arrive there? Because sometime this week, on Friday specifically, Yusuf was talking about how much he liked Bells. He understood her now, and he was going to be overly protective over her, because of the situation that she had had. I don't even know if she would this mic. Yeah. Because of the situation that she had had with, what's this guy's name now? The head of house, Chimsom. So he would fight her battles. He would defend her. And then the next minute, they started getting very close. Okay, it was on Wednesday that he had his diary session. I'm guessing, no, it was actually on Thursday he had his diary session. Yeah, apologies, guys. Pool party, they were all up in each other's face. They were dancing, they were grinding. And then conversations started coming up about both of them. He had told her that he liked her, that he really liked her. But he was holding back because, according to him, from the very first day, she had said something, right? Whether she said she and Sultex were friends or what. And he felt like maybe Sultex was in the picture. Now, Sultex had told Bells that he liked her and he wanted them to ship or something like that. But she had put him in the friend zone, right? So she was now telling Yusuf that no, that Sultex was just her friend. She doesn't like him that way, but she actually likes him. So she gave him the green light. And right from that moment, both of them agreed that, okay, they liked each other and they should see how it goes. And ladies and gentlemen, lo and behold, right from that moment, their ship officially started. Yeah. So as I said, that led up to last night, them kissing and, just feeling each other in bed. But things were getting quite intense. Things were getting quite heated up. And the cameras left because it felt like they were going to take things a top notch higher. Hands were really moving beneath the sheets. And the cameras left them. And then by the time the cameras returned, Bells had ported to another bed. And I was so relieved. I'm like, thank God, oh. Thank God, oh. Because, come on, we know what the narrative will be. This babe, you're so easy. You just... First week, you're the first one to knock in the house. How far? Don't you have self-control? Conversations like that would definitely arise. And I did not want her to be the first to do such a thing in the house because of course, it's going to make it look like she's just the low-hanging fruit in the house. Because we also know that Yusuf is interested in Bluthopia, but we do not know yet what his intentions with Bells really are. Whether he really wants to pursue a triangle or create a messy entanglement, we do not know yet. So I was just wanting Bells to also play the game. If Sultex wants you, also go ahead and be with him and also be with Yusuf. If Yusuf wants to play the game too, you should also go ahead and play the game. Nobody dies at the end of the day, right? They are giving us a show. So yeah, I was relieved that she did not go ahead to do whatever they would have naughtily done, last night. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about your perception of this new ship between Yusuf and Bells. Do you like it? Are you a fan of it, or do you not want them to be together? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, back to Temi. Temi probably had a real hard introspection last night. She probably gave a lot of thought to not her actions, because that girl is never remorseful for anything, right? But I want to believe that she possibly gave a lot of thought to Chimsom's advice, because that guy really tried to speak sense into her. And it took a lot of self-control. Because guys, when I tell you that everybody was mad, Chimsom is the head of house. And she thwarted his plan for the night. So he had to go and calm down before coming to come talk to her. So as I said, I'm going to believe that she gave his advice a lot of thought. And this morning, when she woke up, she did just as he had advised. She went to some of the housemates, one after the other, to apologize. She went to Gerald, the games master, of course, because that was a complete waste of his time and effort. Went to what's her name, Neche, yeah, because remember, she was complaining that she couldn't do what they said she should do, act, demonstrate that you are giving a guy a head. They did not say you should give a guy a head, just demonstrate it, right? Which is worse than giving a girl a kiss and also kissing Ricky, Neche did the most. So Neche was not happy with her last night. So she spoke to Neche as well. And then she also had a conversation with her friends, her previous friends, Nomi and Godessa. She apologized to Godessa, explained herself. And Godessa gave her a long talk, which was good. However, it was a bit manipulative, but I wasn't really mad about it because they meet. So in fact, all of these, those three girls, they are the same. They enjoy playing the victim a lot, and they enjoy amplifying, exaggerating, adding embellishments to the details of events. And that was exactly what they were doing. Nomi and Godessa, they were now trying to manipulate her to then say that Nomi was not wrong. Godessa was asking her, okay, are you not going to say that what happened between Ricky and Nomi, that Nomi was right? But Temi was smart. She did not want to outrightly agree with them because it was more like an indirect way of saying that you have to agree that Nomi is right for you to come back to the sisterhood, for you to come back to the clique of our friendship. So she has to look for a smart way to, answer the question without outrightly agreeing that Nomi was right. For that, I have to applaud her. So far, she has been able to make peace with, a lot of the housemates, maybe not all of them just yet. I mean, the camera is not showing us everything happening around the house right at the same time, right? So, but she has been able to make peace with some of the housemates. And just as Temi has been able to make peace with some of the housemates that, of course, she outrightly provoked last night, Araga and Sultex have been able to settle their differences as well. They had a conversation this morning and they are good now. And you see, that is why I like boys' conflict, right? In Big Brother's house. Okay, not all seasons, of course. Yeah, but at least the majority of boys' conflicts that we've seen in Big Brother's house, they are easy to resolve. The moment they have a reconciliation conversation, everything is buried. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it at that. Still keeping my eyes on how things unfold in that regard. But there was also a fight this morning between, what's her name? FLORA and Abi. Once again, Abi was quite provocative to FLORA, and FLORA reacted the way she reacted yesterday, and Oyin also added her mouth, and it was a fire for fire session. Ladies and gentlemen, as I am like this right now, I do not have energy to even want to wrap my head around their drama, but it was a big one. It was a big one. And Abi was refusing to apologize to FLORA. So it might seem as though those two people, in fact, those three people, they will never be on good terms, maybe for the major part of the season, because Abi will continue to stand her ground and trigger, and the other ones will continue to react. Yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, this is where I end this video. All right. I look forward to seeing your thoughts, your comments in the comment section below. I'll see you guys on another video soon. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day. Bye.